Evening, Coach. Questions for Coach?
Any update on Jalen, updated timeline?
No, it's the same timeline. He's getting a little work in every day, getting rehab and treatment, and he'll travel with us on the road trip, but the timeline's the same, week or two.
Okay, so is there any chance at all that if he's traveling with you, is there any chance at all that he might play on the road trip?
It's too early to tell right now. He's feeling okay, and he's, like I said, he's had quite a few in the past, so he has a good gauge of the severity of it. But like I said, we won't know until he pushes it a little bit more. And he's, like I said, he's coming on the road trip to get treatment and be around the guys, but also have those hands on him instead of just staying back here.
Considering the Bud was really one of the first San Antonio assistants to get a head job, what kind of an influence did he have on you?
We go way back. Obviously, I played 2.5 years there under him. But then my first year coaching was his last year there when we lost the championship. So obviously learning from him and Brett Brown before they took off to Philly and Atlanta, it was huge on my career. Seeing the work ethic and what they did every day behind the scenes kind of helped shape me, as well as obviously Pop. But getting in those meetings and debates and arguments and the things we did every day, got tons of stories, tons of dinners. And so I spent a lot of time with them, and, I would say happy for him last year. They knocked us out, but if somebody won it, I was happy that he got one.
What obviously you knew him way back. What stood out to you about what Ben was able to do during his time in Milwaukee?
Ben Sullivan?
Yeah.
The growth. And I mentioned I pretty much grabbed him out of junior college to help us in San Antonio, but Bud saw it and everybody else saw it within the first week he was in San Antonio that, he was a guy that was witty. He could get along with the guys, and his work ethic was there as well. So it wasn't a coincidence that Bud grabbed him and when he went to Atlanta. And you're talking about Ben Sullivan, correct? Yeah. And then took him to Milwaukee also. So Ben's growth has been great. That's why the guys that I have on staff that I go back with, it's not just like we were boys and together, everywhere. They all went their own way and kind of shaped their own careers. And so to see his growth and going against him last few years and talking basketball with him throughout the years, he's picked up a ton from Bud and the system we all know, but just happy for where he's at, and another guy that I'm happy he got a ring.
What's your philosophy on guarding Giannis? I mean, some people say build a wall, let him shoot. Like, he's seen everything and he's hard to deal with everything. And how did you, in that Brooklyn series, Milwaukee series, kind of deal with him? And what do you think is the best way to maybe slow him down?
You got to show bodies. Other than I've had Embiid, who I coached, who was really good on him, and I think Bam Adebayo. There aren't many guys that can actually move their feet and take the hit and do some of the things that those guys do well. You can't really rely on one guy. Al's done a good job as well in the past when we had him in Philadelphia. So you got to show bodies. That's the first thing. And there's an optimal pickup point to kind of bait him into shots, but also be there so he doesn't just walk into them, but not being too high where you're making him a driver. So we find that area, show the crowd, and then you have to give him different looks and be aggressive with him. Some nights he's a better passer than others, and depends on the night you catch him. If you can catch him off guard a little bit and make plays on the ball, we want to be extra aggressive there.
How tough is it if he's starting to hit the shot?
It's tough. I mean, he's one of the guys that I hate to say you want to see him make one early because he might settle for some, but if he's hitting it, he's almost impossible to guard because of that. But at the same time, he's not as bad a shooter as people think when you're that far off. I think last year was 37% when he can just walk into it unguarded. So like I said, we want to mess with him a little bit, be at the right spot, but also show that crowd and bait him into shots more so than getting downhill all game.
Ime, how far has Rob come when it comes to communication on the defensive line and that back line, just in the time that you've been here?
He's good. He's grown already. Want him to be more vocal still. I got that deep Southern voice, and so I'm always joking with him, like, stay with your chest and speak up a little bit. But he's great. I love his personality, his sense of humor, and people probably don't know, but we want him to be the anchor back there. He does a lot of things. We're asking him to switch at times, but also be back there and hold things down. So he's grown in the last month or so, and we need him to continue to take those steps, be a rim protector as well as switching, because we're asking a lot of him.
Yeah, where have you seen that growth most? I mean, because he has been able to stay on the floor in those crunch time situations without Al.
Yeah, from past years, I'd say just the amount of time he's played, longer stretches. He's not getting as tired. His conditioning has been better. And then I think career high minutes, obviously, he's kind of blowing that out of the water at plus 30 right now. So, staying healthy, playing longer stretches, we're relying on him. Like I told him start of the year, we need you to run longer. We're not trying to have Al be in there longer and then you come out early. So he's taking that to heart, taking care of himself, worked hard and came in great shape as well.
We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.